The O.J. Simpson car chase, the first man on the moon, the assassination of John F. Kennedy. There are a few legendary "where were you when" moments. I'm going to say Game 7 of the 2025 World Series in Toronto, Canada is absolutely one of them. And the Dodgers win. So where were you? I'll tell you where I was. Boy, I'll never forget it. It's Hot Mics with Billy Bush, presented by our friends at LA Golf. Hot Mics with Billy Bush. Great time. You know it. Hey, welcome to Hot Mics. Thank you for joining us. I'm Billy Bush. We're on TuneIn. We're on YouTube. We are brought to you today by LA Golf and Game Day Men's Health. Game Day, changing the conversation around men's health. Later on, we'll be talking to Matthew Stafford, quarterback of the Los Angeles Rams and father of 4 absolutely adorable girls, 8 years and younger. That's ahead. But right now, Game 7 of the World Series, where were you? I'll tell you where I was. I was on stage at the Morongo Casino in Palm Springs with Charlie Sheen, the Wild Thing, Ricky Vaughn. I was with Charlie. We were doing and it's called Charlie Sheen Alive on Stage. It was supposed to start at 8 p.m., but we hadn't even gotten into the 9th inning at 8 p.m. So Charlie, a baseball fanatic, we're backstage watching the game. The audience is sitting in their seats waiting, but kind of watching the game on their phones too. Finally, when it goes into extra innings, I'm like, Charlie, we cannot keep these people waiting. I go out, I address the crowd, and I say, we're going to do something different tonight. We're having a watch party together. So we all just watched together on our phones, and I went back and forth between play-by-play and interviewing Charlie. There we are in celebration after the Dodgers. If you're looking on YouTube, you'll see Charlie on stage. The crowd is going nuts, obviously all in the LA market. So big Dodgers fans, it was a night I will not forget. The next morning, I got forwarded an article in The Athletic by about 10 to 12 different guys, all saying this is the best article that could ever be written about Game 7, and I read it. It's in The Athletic, and it's written by Jason Stark, who joins us right now. I texted him, I got his number, and he was kind enough to do that. I will say it's the definitive article. It had it all. It had context. It had the highlights. It truly wonderful. I thank you I know where you were, Jason, because you were right there in Toronto.
Yeah, that Toronto Dateline might have given it away, right? Yeah, I was sitting in that press box in the Rogers Center and saw that, and that's a goosebumpy kind of experience, Billy. I honestly think the best part of being a baseball writer, having the job I have, is sometimes you get to see stuff that people talk about for the rest of their lives. And then I get paid to tell that story, tell the story of what we all saw. And I felt so lucky to be at this game. It was something to see. It was something to remember.
As you said, a game forever lifted above all other games, the greatest Game 7 of them all. The winning team never led until the 11th inning, which was crazy. A historic tying home run in the 9th, the winning home run in the 11th. We had benches and dugouts cleared in the 4th when Justin Robleski hit Andres Jimenez with a pitch. 7 starting pitchers took to the mound. It's almost like, I like to think of the 4 Dodgers pitchers, and I think of like they're the boy band in sync, and they all go on to successful music, solo careers, or I guess they have their solo careers and then they come together for perfect harmony, and somehow the Dodgers pull it out. Of course, Yoshinobu Yamamoto struck out 8 batters in relief. Was it 8 batters? I think it was. It was he threw 34 pitches when he came in the 9th. But, I mean, of all the storylines in there, Miguel Rojas, a backup infielder brought in the 9th inning, and what he did was incredible. Where do you go as far as, like, the top 5 crazy moments?
All right, well, let me just frame that question this way. Just the stuff that you're bringing up here, to me, it's a reminder why baseball is the greatest sport. What in basketball is the equivalent of Miguel Rojas, of all people, hitting that home run in the ninth inning to tie that game. Is that like Kayvon Looney drilling a game-tying three-pointer for the Warriors at the buzzer? I mean, that would never happen in that sport.
Why
You'd
was
never
he
see in
in
the
the game?
NFL
Why was he in the game at all? I mean, it's amazing that Dave Roberts put him in. Why?
he had a yeah, Dave Roberts had a gut feel, and it showed those last two games a bunch of times. And it was just so cool.
Wow.
You mentioned you with Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen's the only guy that didn't pitch in that game. The Dodgers pitched everybody but Sandy Koufax. They have four starting pitchers, and they all pitched in Game 7. And the Blue Jays pitched their entire rotation except Kevin Gossman. And again, it's a reminder, Billy. Game 7 in our sport, in baseball, is unlike any Game 7 in any other sport. Stuff happens in those games that is so far outside any box that you could draw up or think up. It's why it's so great.
If you're not like a baseball diehard, Miguel Rojas, who hadn't started a game in 3 weeks before the night before on Friday night, he sticks this guy in who's a total journeyman. He's the only player ever, and I learned this thanks to you and your article, to hit a game-tying home run in the ninth inning of a Game 7 ever in the history of baseball.
I can't believe that. Can you believe that? I couldn't believe it. And stuff happens sometimes in baseball, and it's
I'm
right
so
up my
happy
alley
for
because
him.
I'm the guy who's always, anytime anything weird happens, people think of me and they say, "This is your kind of game. This is your kind of story. You would know this." But that one absolutely shocked me that no one had ever tied a game in the ninth inning of Game 7 of a World Series with a homer
And
until
how about the
that
fact?
guy did it. And then he said on the broadcast, if you're watching, that he hadn't hit a homer off a right-handed pitcher all year. So I went and looked just to make sure he was right about that, and he was wrong because he had hit one, except he hit it off a guy who was a catcher, and he was only in the game pitching because his team was down by 10 runs. That was the only home run he hit against a right-handed pitcher the entire season. And then he hit that homer in that spot against a closer who'd given up 5 hits in 5 weeks in the postseason. It's amazing. You can't make this stuff up.
And let's not forget, Miguel Rojas is also the guy that threw out the run at home plate that would have sent the series the other way.
He did an incredibly athletic play. I had such an angle on it that it was incredible how he was able to field it, twist, turn, stay on balance, and make such a perfect throw. And the context of all the stuff that was roaring at us. So we had a game-tying homer, one out in the ninth. We had a go-ahead homer in the 11th. Neither of those things had ever happened, and then they both happened. And then you start to think about everything that happened in between, where we had that play, and then the Blue Jays also, or then the Dodgers also have a guy thrown out at the plate. Mookie gets thrown out. The next inning, we have this wild catch by Andy Pages. Talk about Dave Roberts' moves. In the middle of an inning, all of a sudden, Andy Pages goes trotting out to center field. The inning has started, and now this Dave Roberts just has this gust feel he needs to get a better defender in center field. Out goes Andy Pages. And 10 seconds later, there's a ball hit, and Andy Pages doesn't just run down, he just blows right through the left fielder, Kike Hernandez, who looks like he's dead.
Lays him out completely flat on his back. He killed him and crushed him to grab that ball, grab the ball. I mean, Kike was lying there like he was not going to get up. He got hit so hard. Pages catches the ball, and there are 2 outs, and the bases are loaded, and it looked like it was actually going to be a home run. And this guy makes the save of all saves. I mean, add that to the crazy list, and we're probably not even halfway through.
Exactly. And you haven't even mentioned the name of Yoshinobu Yamamoto yet. I was at the 2001 Game 7, the Louis Gonzalez game, and I still remember what it felt like to watch Randy Johnson jogging in from the bullpen in the ninth inning of that game after pitching the day before. And then it happened again. I never thought I'd see it again in my life. And then here comes Yamamoto. But Randy only got 3 outs. This guy got 8 outs. And as Freddie Freeman pointed out afterwards, he got the most outs in that game of anyone on the team. And he started the day before. That's impossible.
He threw
Impossible.
96 pitches the day before on Friday night to win. And then he threw 34 pitches coming in relief, pitching 2 2/3 innings, which is just astounding. I wonder how this guy is so good. And then I watched that video of how he works out. He never hits the weights. He never hits the gym. It's all, throwing javelins, and he does all of his whatever those moves are that were, they're rooted in judo, but his floor exercises. I mean, this guy, he's the best pitcher in baseball, isn't he, Yamamoto? Here it is. We're watching it. Look at this guy. Holy mackerel. He's a javelin thrower. Forget the weights.
That looks a lot like your workout program, right?
Oh, yeah. See, I love a reverse bridge right here into a little rollout, whatever the heck I'm looking at. He is one flexible dude, but I think he's got to be the best, right?
So, Paul Skeens certainly has an argument. Tarek Skubal certainly has an argument. They're going to win the Cy Young, those two guys. But somebody made the point to me during the World Series, and every time I watch him from now on, I'll think about it. He's the best pitcher in the world.
Yeah.
He won 3 straight awards in Japan, 3 years in a row as the best pitcher, best player in their sport, in their league. And then he was so much better than everybody else that the 2 seasons since, they haven't even given out that award.
Oh my God!
And now he's doing this.
Oh wow!
On the other side of the Pacific. And it is goosebump material.
It's just, it's. I'm so glad. Let me ask you this question: did baseball need this moment? Was baseball, due to I don't know, football, some of the licensing contract broadcast deals that they had done, and a little back and forth? Was baseball in need of a reminder of how great this game is and why it's our national pastime?
Well, there's some people who need a reminder. There's some casual fans who think football and basketball or where it's at, and baseball's dying. And this is a reminder of just the beauty of baseball, what makes it sports. The Super Bowl's one day. It's a party. It's a great event, but it's one evening, and then the NBA finals, they go on for weeks.
Yeah.
6 off days between every game, or whatever it is. And baseball just keeps roaring at you one night after night after night. I mean, I covered an 18-inning game and I wrote until 5:45 the next morning Pacific time. And then I wound up covering this extra inning game. I sent the last hunk of my story in at 7:15 a.m. in the East Standard Time.
Yeah.
That is crazy to do that, but these games are so interesting and they give us so much to write about that it's worth it. My wife was saying to me, like, what are you doing? And I said, outside of the sleep deprivation, it's fun.
I'm having fun at work,
fun
honey.
To tell the stories.
I'm having fun at work. Oh my God! Listen, I got a new nickname for you. Your nickname is the paywall. You're the reason why if you're subscribing to The Athletic, that's the reason you pay. This was one of the great articles, one of the great synopses, one of the great, the definitive article on maybe the greatest game that I've definitely ever seen. Game 7 of the World Series 2025, back-to-back for the Dodgers. And Jason Stark, I thank you so much for putting that together. Check out The Athletic, and you can read it for yourself. But it's got everything. The only thing I feel badly about now for you is going forward. I don't know how you top that or what you're going to witness that's going to top that, but maybe it'll be something. Anyway, Jason, thank you.
Bill, you're very kind. I enjoyed talking to you. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, we'll stay in touch. Wow, what a what an article. It's just terrific. And what a moment. Where were you? Love to know where you were. Let us know in the comment section. Coming up, my interview with Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford. Can't wait to talk to Staff. He is on fire, having the season of his life. But first, a word about my dog. You love your dog. I love my dog. Here's how I wake up many mornings. I wake up to this big old guy. He's huge, Ollie. But, you know, when we got him, he was tiny. In a year, he went to about 80 pounds. Now he's 105. But I got to say, we want the best for Ollie when it comes to food. Ollie is also the name of the food company that we love. Ollie offers fresh, protein-packed meals made with real human-grade ingredients, and they offer 5 tasty recipes, all slow-cooked for top nutrition. Tailor-made meal plans. How about that? Perfectly portioned little pup-tainers to store the food in your fridge. The Ollie app includes on-demand health screenings. It's full service here. So head to ollie.com/hotmics. Tell them all about your dog and use the code HOTMICS to get 60% off your welcome kit when you subscribe today. Plus, they offer a happiness guarantee on the first box. If you're not completely satisfied, you get your money back. That's OLLIE.com/hotmics. Make sure you enter that code HOTMICS to get 60% off your first box. All right, Hot Mics rolls on, brought to you by LA Golf, who just launched the Bel Air 2 putter, and unbelievable evolution of LA Golf's most popular blade. Everybody likes the Bel Air, so they get the Bel Air 2, designed for golfers seeking greater consistency, stability, confidence at the address of the ball. That's LA Golf. And speaking of LA, the LA Rams rolled all over the Saints, with Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford throwing 4 touchdowns just yesterday. The previous game was heading into the bye week. That was against the Jaguars. He threw 5 touchdowns. The game was played in London, where he took the whole family. I spoke to Matthew last week during the bye week. He was just back from a quick little getaway to wine country with his wife, Kelly. Matthew, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing good, Billy. How are you, man?
Couldn't be better. It's so good to see you, pal. I know you've, you just had the bye week, and from what I'm looking at Kelly's Instagram, looks like you went to Napa. How much wine did you allow yourself?
Not too much, 24-hour in and out. We were there on a Thursday, came back on a Friday. We did go to Napa. Look at us right there, just having a good time. It's only my second time to Napa, to be honest with you, and only there for 24 hours, but had a blast. Drank a couple glasses and headed back to take care of the kids on the weekend.
Isn't that fan? Let me ask, how important is it to get away, just the two of you? You got a busy household there, so, do you do it sporadically, quarterly, that kind of thing?
Yeah, we try to find time during the weeks to just head out to dinner, do something like that. But we haven't been on a trip, just us two, in a while. So it's hard to come by in the season. Luckily, Sean does a hell of a job and gives us a bunch of time on the bye week. So we were able to scoot away and hang out with each other and just be just us two, which is awesome. We don't get a lot of that time, and I really enjoyed it. Obviously had a bunch of fun, and Napa's a great place to do it.
Yeah, I noticed one of her photos, there was a martini on the table. I'm guessing it was hers.
Yeah, that was her martini, Coach. Her martini, not me.
So, and recently you took before the bye week, you took the whole family to London for the Jags game. I mean, did you get to stay with the family, or are you with the team, and then sort of Kelly's on her own with the kids and whoever's with her?
It was Kelly and her mom. Bold choice, but they went to London on Wednesday. We didn't get there. We took basically a red eye on Friday night. Whoa. Landed Saturday morning, did our walkthrough, played the game Sunday, and got the hell out of there. Kelly was there from Wednesday to Monday with the girls. It was a brave choice, but I know it's a bunch of memories that they'll have forever. My girls loved it. They love coming to the games. Kelly loves taking them to the games. That's about as far as she'll ever go. Now we play in Australia next year, so we'll see if they make that trip. But it's fun to have them there. I love having them at the games. And it was a cool trip for the family.
I mean, 4 daughters on the road. So mom's obviously is helpful.
Yes.
You got 8-year-old twins, Sawyer and Chandler, 7-year-old Hunter, 5-year-old Tyler. I mean, this is That is a full. I have 3 daughters, and they were all, I remember when they were, this age and young, and 3 at a time. But 4, what is the difference between 3 and 4?
It's a lot of action. We had 3 there for a while, and felt pretty comfortable in our ways. And that 4th one came, and she's a pistol. She gives us a run for our money. So it's so much fun. They are a blast. They're sweet. The oldest ones, they're meant to be the old ones. I mean, they are doing a hell of a job of helping out mom, helping out myself, trying to corral everybody else. And the younger 2 are doing what they're supposed to do, and that's just be a problem. And so they enjoy doing that, goofing around, having a bunch of fun. It's honestly a great time because they're starting to really understand what dad does and football and getting into the games. They're cheering like crazy. They're on the front row of a lot of the away games. And I have teammates of mine who are like, we heard your girls all game starting defense chants or whatever it was. I mean, they're into it. They're cheering for us, and it's a whole lot of fun.
I know, and sometimes they wear like matching outfits. They had the little cowboy boots and and the little denim skirts, and they they play the part. I bet they all have different personalities, but they seem like just like the perfect blend, right? I'm sure some are a little more outgoing or
yeah. It's fun to kind of see them come into their own, but they are, as a pod, they roll deep, and mom's always got them dressed up perfect, and they're having fun, and they know how to cheer. Mom was a cheerleader at Georgia, so she's got them going a little bit, and they are having a blast cheering for the Rams, cheering for dad. And it honestly, after the national anthem of away games, I turn around and sometimes I don't know exactly where they're sitting. I got a beat on it, but I always try to find them. Found them in London and give them a wave and then blow them a kiss. It's makes me feel good before the games, and I appreciate them for being there.
Oh, buddy, are they over? Are they all used to the fact when you get absolutely crunched between 2 huge dudes, and like, do they go, "Oh no, Daddy"? Okay, he got up, or is it like pins and needles? Or are they used to it?
No, I think they still don't like that. They ask me after the games. They're like, "Dad, you remember when you got hit?" I'm like, "Yeah, which time?" But they are the people that, everybody watches the ball fly as I throw it. They watch dad to see if he gets hit and if he gets back up. So I'm going to do everything I can to keep getting back up for those girls and just have them keep cheering for us.
Have they ever seen the tape of there is not a documentary of NFL's toughest guys that does not include your rookie season, November 22nd against the Cleveland Browns, when you got right in the center of a Malachi crunch between 2 defenders, and you separated your shoulder. They took you out. Of course, it's legendary. You're mic'd up for NFL film, so it becomes one of the most dramatic moments. And then you come back in and you win the game 38-37. Have they seen that when your shoulder is hanging halfway down by your hip?
They have not, and I don't know that they're ready for it. There might be a tear. At some point, we will get that. We'll get that film to them. But that one is going to be held on the back burner for now because they're still too worried about that. Every time he gets hit, they gotta know I'll be all right. So before we show them that one, we'll give them some time.
Are you worried about you when you get hit? We're talking to the great quarterback for the Rams, Matthew Stafford here, and. 17 years, playing professional football. I'm looking at that, the way you behaved in the rookie season when you went back in there. Have you changed anything about your approach to the game as a slightly older gentleman?
I probably have. I don't move as good as I used to. So I inherently, I feel like I take less hits. That's a weird thing to say, but I feel like in the pocket, you're sometimes a little bit safer and less exposed. So I don't move as much as I used to. And frankly, the way the game is officiated now gives the quarterback some more protection. When I was early in my career, I mean, they could pick you up, squeeze you, and drop you on your neck. And, they just say, all right, nice hit, and nowadays they do a decent job of trying to protect us and keep us healthy and keep us out there. So that part of it has helped, I think, not only my career, but some other guys who have played for a long time and here recently helped us kind of, continue to play, because if I was subject to some of the hits I was taking in 2009, 2010 over and over again, it sure would make me think about, being out there.
Yeah, those changes protect you. They add to your longevity. There's been other changes. What are your feelings on the kickoff?
It's interesting, to be honest with you. For the first I don't know, 2, 3 preseason games, I didn't know what the hell was going on. So it's nice to see what's going on now. There is, it's I would say it's interesting. There's a lot going on. There's a bunch of different rules to it, but frankly, just after the kickoff, whatever happens, put the ball down. Let's go play. Like we don't think about it too much after that. There's a lot of scheme and nuance into it now, but we don't. As offense and defensive players, I feel like once the ball's put down, we go play. I don't know what the fan experience has been like. I know the number of kickoffs, the percentage of kickoffs that are being returned is just through the roof right now. But it's been good. I mean, it hasn't been like touchdowns every play, or it hasn't been tackles inside the 10. I feel like it's shaken out to be kind of what it used to be back in the day.
Yeah. You know, Trump was sounding off on it. Some people sound off on it. The thing, whenever there's any kind of change, especially in the NFL, people, they mouth off about it for a minute, but everybody sort of settles in, and that's about protecting people too, right? I mean, it's like the quarterback gets protected. But these guys, these are suicide runs.
Yeah, when I broke into the league, man, when they had the wedge and the wedge busters, I mean, you should have gotten a star on your helmet or a cross on your chest for being a wedge buster. That was, hey, just run as fast as you can into this 700 pounds of humanity and throw yourself sideways and hope for the best. I mean, that was wild times. I think we're better for it that we don't have that anymore. But yeah, anytime there's change, there's new stuff. People are going to have feelings about it, and then I think, they watch it a little bit and then they realize, hey, the NFL is still a great product. The offense and defense is still a whole lot of fun to watch. There's great players all over the field. So that takes care of itself.
Yeah. How did the English people, how did the Londoners like football? Was the crowd the same as it might be at SoFi or somewhere else or Seattle or?
It's my third time playing there. I hadn't been there in 10 years, and the crowd felt the same as it did 10 years ago. They're really excited about field goals, punts, things where we kick the ball. And then also, it's tough because I don't know if we're home or away. The first touchdown I threw, I kind of got hit and I turned sideways. I didn't get to see the catch. And there was a nice cheer. It wasn't a home or an away cheer. And I was like, I have no idea if we scored, if they picked it off, what. And I turned around and we scored. We're doing a big celebration. So I was fired up. But it's an interesting crowd. They do love football. And another unique thing, Billy, when you look at those games, there is every jersey under the sun in the stands. You went to go to a Rams game, you might get the Rams team, and then, hey, we're playing the Cowboys. You get some Cowboys jerseys. I mean, there is Rob Gronkowski. There's kickers for a team way back in the day. There's a Matt Ryan. There's a John Elway. I mean, we got them all. And they're just there to say, hey, I'm at a football game. And I'm cheering for football, I guess. But it is fun.
Do we see more of this, do you think? I mean, London was our beginning. We've seen games in Germany, Australia, the Chargers and the Chiefs, started off the season down in Brazil. I mean, this is only going to expand, or are you confident that it's only one overseas trip per team per season? Or are you going to be like going to Tokyo and then going to Germany and,
Well, I will not be. I probably won't be playing that long if they're doing that. But it is, I think it's something that is good for the game, and the fact that obviously it drives revenue. It drives exposure. We get to go, spread the game a little bit. I do think there's limitations to it. I know Jacksonville, I believe, is allowed to have 2 games overseas in London as part of a deal that they signed, but most teams only doing 1 if you're doing 1. But I do think it's probably going to continue to grow a little bit. I don't know that there's a reality in where there's a team, stationed somewhere else, maybe London or wherever, but that seems like a long way off. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's cool to go there once a year. Like I said, I haven't been there in 10 years, so it's not like we're going every single year, but it's a fun experience. I don't know that it's going to be a deal where every 4th game on your schedule, you're flying internationally across an ocean to go play a football game.
Yeah. Are you? How are you doing, by the way? Are you? The beginning of this in the preseason, you were out for a while there, 3.5 weeks or so with the bad back. You look well in the photos from Yountville. You look well right now. Are you feeling good? Are you feeling healthy? Full strength? Where are you?
Yeah, I feel pretty good. Obviously there's bumps and bruises along the way in an NFL season, but my back's feeling great. Knock on wood. It has been for a while. Just kind of a tricky deal. I was getting ready for training camp and had some flare ups and that were no fun and had to spend a bunch of time rehabbing, trying to get back to zero and was finally able to do that. It was a little bit kind of touch and go there for a little bit, but once the season got going, I felt good enough to go and have really kind of continued to move in the right direction as far as that goes, the past 6, 7 weeks. So I feel, happy and lucky to be able to feel that way. Maybe a couple too many golf swings in the off season. I'm not sure what did it, but it wasn't great.
You mentioned golf. I played golf with Matthew Stafford, and he had what I've never seen before, but at the club where we play, there is a tunnel after the green on a par 3. There is a tunnel above the green. Stafford hit it so hard and, let's be honest, a little slicey. And,
yes, sir.
And it went right over the green and up the tunnel, and he thought, well, that's it, because the tunnel goes through a mountainside sort of to the next hole on the other side. And Matthew's like, well, that's it. I said, no, hang on. The tunnel is uphill. It's a wait. We wait. We're sitting there. We're waiting. And he's like, I don't think it's coming back. And then da-dink, 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 and the ball comes back out of the tunnel, lands on a fluffy part of the grass, to which Stafford hits an unbelievable flop shot to about 6-7 feet, makes the putt for the first ever tunnel par we have ever seen.
Yeah, thank you. Just another legendary, story of my prowess on the golf course of slamming it way too far into the tunnel. And then, I was scrambling. It was scrambling. I grew up watching little Jordan Spieth, never out of a hole.
Never.
Found a way to make a par. I do enjoy playing golf with you, Billy. We had a great time, as we always do. But that's one I'll remember for a long time. That was didn't think I was coming away with a 3 on that hole and was able to get it done. It was fun.
No, and the big man, Whitworth, boy, I mean, he is a huge guy. You wouldn't think a guy that big would have like a beautiful golf swing, but he has a beautiful swing, and he hits like a 4-iron, probably 260 yards. I mean, wow.
Yeah, he can play. He's another stick. I mean, he's a fun guy to play with. Obviously, has great game. Like you said, he's 6'7", 300 pounds now. He was probably 335, but just a mountain of a man and hits it a long way, but also, I mean, can roll it, man. I mean, he is around the greens really good. So he's got complete game. Those are some fun rounds. I enjoy those in the off season. We all get together and tee it.
Obviously, Big Wit is retired, but he's really one of your super close friends, right? He's your inner circle, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. I talked to him a decent amount. I've known him, for quite a while, and he was kind of instrumental in some of the aspects of my arriving in Los Angeles, and then obviously was a huge part of our success in 2021. I had known him and respected him from afar, with his career in Cincinnati for a long time, and just happy to get a chance to play a year with him. And then obviously we don't live too far from each other, play a lot of golf together in the off season, talk quite a bit. So big fan of Big Wit, and he's a great person and a great golfer.
He sure is. Your wives are friends. That's nice. His wife is she's a lot of fun. Watch out. She's
a blast.
Woo!
She is a lot of fun.
You want to have fun? You go out and you go. I can't remember what it was. She said something to Jared Goff in a bar that was. She said, "What are you drinking, a Cosmo or something, you sissy, or something?" And Goff was like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah, she lets it fly. She's from the hip, and I appreciate that about her.
Yeah, Goff, by the way, also play a little golf at the same place with Jared. Would you say that's one of the great trades of all time, like the cleanest trade that everybody landed on their feet, nobody lost in the trade? I mean, you go from the Lions to the Rams, you win the Super Bowl right away. He goes there. He's having a tremendous run with the Detroit Lions, starting a whole new career and a whole new run there. They've sort of been on fire. You guys ever sat down and sort of just talked about the switcheroo, or?
No, not really. I do see him, like you said. I see him, decent amount in the off season, and I have so much appreciation for him, the way he handled that whole situation. He and I have texted throughout the years. I'm a huge fan of his and how he plays the game. It's awesome to see what he's been able to do with the Lions and help rebuild that franchise into what they're doing now, which is, consistently one of the best teams in the NFL, if not the best, for the last 3-4 years. And, that's taken a ton of hard work. I think he and Coach Campbell do a hell of a job. So it's cool to see their success. I pull for him as long as we're not playing him. I'm pulling for him and still pulling for the Lions to be successful.
I mean, when you go back there, you still get a big welcome. They love you there. I mean, you played 12 seasons in Detroit, and that was a struggling franchise when you got there. You win in this team was like, all I knew of Detroit was terrible losses, and you helped build that. I wonder, you're going to be. You're a top 10 as far as yards thrown. The Hall of Fame will be circling around you without a question. Did they take into account that the first 12 seasons were with a team that was just beleaguered and a struggling franchise? Because I think there's no question you're a Yellow Jacket
I'm not
guy.
sure that goes into it, but I understand what you're saying. Listen, I love playing this game. I love doing it for my teammates and for the respect of the guys around the league. Whether that comes or it doesn't will be, something for down the road. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of this game and feel really blessed to have been a part of it and all the things that it's given to me and my family. And before I ever played football, I was just a huge fan of it. So to be mentioned in the, with names of some of the guys that I, happen to be around in some of those records is hugely humbling to me. But I don't think that they take into consideration, what the team was like before you got there, what it was like while you were there, whatever it is. And that's just part of it. You go out there and yes, I was drafted to Detroit the year after they went 0-16, lost every single game. And I took that as a challenge of, hey, it's my job to try and get this team, to the promised land. And obviously that did not happen in the ultimate goal. Did I leave Detroit in a better place than I found it? I sure felt like I did. Mm-hmm. And then I think Jared has done an unbelievable job of really, because when I left, they were restarting all over again. And he's done an unbelievable job of, picking up where we had left off and really taking it to new heights that I never achieved when I was there. And just it's really impressive stuff what he's been able to do.
Sure is, yeah, sure is. Look, you guys are tied, first in your division. You've thrown for 1,866 yards, ranked third, 109.3 passer rating, third, 17 touchdowns so far. You had 20 in 2024 total, so you're on an incredible roll, an MVP caliber kind of a year. We mentioned the amount of career yardage so far. I mean, geez, Guy, are you playing as well as you ever have? Are you in prime or close to it? Where are you?
I mean, I feel like I'm playing decent football. At the moment, I've got great teammates. I really do. I mean, I get pinched myself, sit there knowing I'm throwing to Devontae Adams and Puka and Tutu and all these guys, Jay Witt, all the tight ends that we have. I'm so happy to be a part of this team. This is as much fun as I've had playing football in a long time. And that's because of the people around me. It's not so much, hey, my success or our success, but just the people I get to go to work with every single day. I know that they're guys that are working their tail off to try and be as good as they can for each other. And B, man, we have a good time. McVay's a great time. Our coaching staff is awesome. The guys that are in our locker room are great. We're surrounded by great support staff. It is the reason that I am still playing. There were times when I was in Detroit where I'm like, man, it's just, I don't know how much longer I want to do it. And now I'm 37 in my 17th season going, man, I'm having a blast. Like, sure don't know if I want to stop right now. So a lot of football left this season, a lot left to achieve and prove to each other and to the rest of the league. But I am having a whole lot of fun and feel like we're playing at a pretty decent clip right now.
Are you like Brady intense? I mean, the guy has the raw food diet. He was sleeping in a cryogenic tank. He was doing all kinds of things to make this body go forever in playing this game, and playing football. How long can you go? Are you taking care of yourself to the? I guess it's how far can you go, and how far do you want to go?
Yeah, I definitely want to push myself and see what I can keep doing. I don't want to be playing, poor football. I don't want to be out there when I shouldn't be out there. So I owe that to the guys in the locker room and to my coaches and the people that, sign the checks to make sure that, hey, I can physically still go out there and do this. at a high level. And so that's important to me to make sure that I'm doing that. I'm doing about as much as I possibly can to try and, make sure that my body is good to go. I've got some things that, Brady probably didn't have, like some things that have been going on for a long time, including, a back, some things that can kind of creep up on you. So I don't want to put this long runway out in front of myself and say I'm going to play this many more years, because I don't really know. I know that I'm enjoying playing football right now. If I stay healthy, I can't see myself, not playing next year, but who knows? And things change, life happens. I got a beautiful family that I want to make sure that, hey, they're still having fun going and sitting in the front row and cheering for dad, and they don't want me to, miss that in order to be there for games of their own. So a lot goes into it. It's such a huge sacrifice for my family, the people around me, to help me do what I do and do what I love. And I don't take that for granted. So I want to make sure that everybody's on board with that. But if everybody's on board with that and I'm healthy, man, I love playing this game. I love coming to work here and playing for this team. So we'll see. I don't know that I'm eating avocado ice cream. Shit, I went to Napa on the bye week and had some wine. So I don't know if Tom ever did that, but
as you should. So. I hope it was good wine. I hope you said, you know what? I mean, you put together a nice new contract right there before the season began. I hope you didn't chintz out. I hope you're not the guy that looks at the wine list and says, "Give me the second least expensive one." Don't be that.
No, we didn't go there to drink shit, Billy. We went there to drink the good stuff. So we had a good time.
They're giving you. I would say Matthew Stafford walks into my restaurant. He's not paying for the wine. I'm giving him whatever he wants right there. Especially, by the way, you talk about the sacrifices of your family. We spoke about them earlier. But I found something Kelly wrote about you, and it was probably maybe a little ways back, but she wrote, maybe it was an anniversary or birthday. She said, "I truly love and respect the man you are. You always surprise me with the way you handle yourself. You're the ultimate leader and team player. No matter how banged up inside or out you are, you always put your team ahead of yourself. You're one of the good guys. A true professional and an example for the younger generation to strive to be like. And it's no different for this Stafford team that you captain. Our girls will have high expectations of how they should be treated by their future partners based on the example that you set in this home. Yes, you are a quarterback, but that role is nothing compared to the role you play in this family. I'll always be your biggest cheerleader for whatever role you're playing." I mean, shoot, guy. That's about as nice a damn thing a person can say.
Trying to choke me up, buddy.
Yeah, me too.
She's, she's an unbelievable woman, and I'm lucky to share a family with her and share my life with her. But she's unbelievable, and I love being a father. It's maybe the most fun I have in life. It's a responsibility unlike any other, and it's a joy. I mean, there's tough as shit moments. There's no question about it. But I mean, you just get to watch these kids grow up. You get to try to instill some knowledge and some love into them and support them as best you can and figure out, hey, what's this one like? What's that one like? What do they like to do? Where can I help them? Where they have challenges? And it's such a joy. I spend as much time as I possibly can. Even during the season, I try to spend as much time as I can with them just to soak it up, because it's special. And you're, this figure in my family and in my children's life at the moment that, you may not be forever. They're going to move on. They're going to get married. They're going to have other significant people in their life. And at the time being, dad is important. And I want to make sure that they know that they're just as important to me. And, it's a special relationship. I love being a dad. I love being a husband, and it's something I don't take for granted. And it's the biggest part of my life. And then comes football. So she's unbelievable. I can't believe she writes all that stuff about me, and I truly do appreciate and love her to death. So it's fun.
I bet your duties, though, like during the season, are a little like you get your special bedtime. I'm sure you get extra. There are special concessions for the guy that's playing, football at the highest level than in the off season, right?
Yeah, no doubt. I got to give Kelly so much credit. During the off season, I'm trying to be there every morning, to be around and get them off to school or whatever that is, and then during the season, it's really only Tuesdays is the only day that I'm there in the mornings to try and get them to school. So she's going solo Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, a lot of times on on the drop off and the pickup and getting them to activities and all the stuff that they do. I mean, they're into soccer, volleyball, dance. They got tutor. I mean, it's everything you could think of that you got, and you got 4 of them running around. So she's got her plate full, and she does an unbelievable job of holding it down while I'm, running around trying to throw touchdown passes and help the Rams win some games.
Which you are doing brilliantly right now. Has Kelly made you more open? I mean, were you more of a shy guy? And then, because she is not.
Yeah. No, I think that's why it works. To be honest with you, it's like, hey, I don't feel as comfortable opening up as much as she does. And that's something that has been that way since I've known her. And, I didn't have any social media for a long time. Really, the only reason I got social media is because I bet my buddies that if we won the Super Bowl, I'd do it. And so I felt bad that I wouldn't, follow through. And so I went for it. And I've started, I don't really do anything on there. I don't know what I'm doing, to be honest with you, but she's a great proprietor of our life. She does a hell of a job of showing people what's going on. I mean, I walk around on the street, people come up to me and go, "Hey, I saw you did this, that." I'm like, "How do you know that?" I follow your wife, and I'm like, "Shit, okay, maybe I should start following my wife to figure out what the hell I do every day." But she's a blast. People love her for it, right? I mean, it's so much fun to be around somebody that's just so honest and so out there, and she does a great job.
She shares it all. I mean, she openly shared her health struggle in 2019, a 12-hour surgery to take care of what ended up being a benign brain tumor. But what were I gotta know, what I don't know, your mindset. I mean, you're a football player, your visualization, mental work is a big thing, but did you ever catch yourself entertaining any kind of like worst case scenario? You had twin toddlers and an infant at this time.
Yeah.
And she's the quarterback in your home. She's your one-woman offensive line. I mean,
it was a really tough time. We learned a lot about each other. I learned, I knew how tough of a woman she was, but you watch somebody go through that and it'll inspire you. She was unbelievable. Just watching her go from the outside, you would say she looked healthy and felt healthy and was running around with our kids. And then the next day, she has her surgery and she's got to learn to walk again, drive again, stand up, all these things that are just, it was tough. It was a trying time, but man, she handled it like an absolute champ. I did everything I knew how to do, which was just try to support and help. Okay, I'm going to problem solve. Let me figure out the best way to do A, B, C. I think one of the toughest things is our kids couldn't be in the home for like 6 weeks afterward because she couldn't walk well enough to where if one of them bumped into her, they didn't know she might fall on them or whatever it was, or she might fall down. I mean, it was tough. And so, you learn a lot about some people, somebody when they go through something like that. And I knew a lot about Kelly, but I learned a whole lot more too. I mean, she's just an unbelievably strong woman. And, she talks about the example that I set, at home or whatever that is for our kids, but it's going to be an unbelievable thing, 5 or so years from now when our girls can really grasp and put their, wrap their head around what their mom went through and how she was able to come out on the other side and raise such unbelievable daughters. I mean, what better of an example than her to, have our girls live up to and try to be like. It's special to be around.
Matthew Stafford, Rams quarterback. Boy, do you have any kind of like mental, preparation thing? Do you have a daily morning routine, meditation, prayer, visualization, anything that you do every morning?
I'm not ultra regimented in something like that, in meditation or anything that I know a lot of guys in the league do it. I know that it works for them. I'm up super early. I think the biggest thing for me is just finding some quiet time to be alone, whether you want to call that meditation or not. With me, it's in front of a TV watching NFL football, getting ready for the next week, watching tape. But those quiet moments in the morning, is my happy place because I know it's about to be a storm, whether that's on the football field, in the meeting rooms, or when I get home after practice, not in a storm in a bad way, just a lot going on and things I need to be able to be fresh and be ready to tackle. So I do enjoy those times in the morning, just having a cup of coffee, sitting there watching tape or even just in my home before I leave for work, just trying to make sure that every single day I'm doing something to make myself better, make my team better, make my family better. It's not always a success, as we know, but I sure am striving for it day in and day out.
What advice do you give young quarterbacks? I look at some guys. Drake May is playing very well for the New England Patriots, and Jackson Dart has promise for the Giants. It's going to take a minute. He's hot. That's I grew up a Giants fan, so he's a little on the hot side. But what advice do you give these guys? If they ask for it, and if they haven't, what would you say to a young guy?
I would say, I actually read a quote the other day. I'm not going to get it right, but I read a quote the other day from Steph Curry talking about rookies in the NBA, and it was just the way he said it was so perfect. I'm going to get it wrong, but it was like, hey guys, everybody's journey is going to be different, and that's so true in the NFL as well at the quarterback spot. Everyone's journey is going to be different. Certain games are going to go your way, certain years are going to go your way, and certain things are going to be, adversarial and tough to overcome. And whether that's, a coaching change or players getting injured or yourself getting injured, whatever that is. And just know that it's all part of that journey. If you can kind of figure out, hey, what do you want to be about as a human being, as a player, as a leader, as a quarterback? Hey, this is what I'm going to be about. And just try to adhere to those standards day in and day out. The rest of the stuff's going to take care of itself. And hey, it's going to be up and down. It's never going to be this, traditional, hey, success isn't linear, in a straight line going north. I mean, there's plateaus, there's downturns, there's all of it. Believe me, I've been through it all. I've been 12 years in Detroit. We made the playoffs. 3 of the years I was there, we didn't make the playoffs. All the other 9 years, I battled through injuries, this, that, and the other. You go to a new team, you have success. I mean, you just got to embrace and enjoy that journey. It's tough to do. It's not, it's easy to sit here and say that. It's tough as hell to do in certain moments. But if you can just stay as consistent as you possibly can, your teammates, your coaches, the people around the league, they're going to respect the hell out of you for it. And I think it's going to, basically set you up for as good a chance as you could possibly have for long-term success. And that's what everybody wants, right? Is to be around this game for a long time, enjoy playing this game for a long time, but
have
just
a macro
that journey and know it's never going to be perfect.
Yeah, you need a macro view. If you react to every little thing that happens, something bad happens, and you try to fight that and resist the negative feelings there, and then something great happens, and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to cling to that. That's all there is no joy without sadness. You wouldn't know what, success is without failure. You don't, life is a yin and a yang. And if you can sort of just feel all feelings or handle all emotions and try to keep it in the middle as best you can, not swinging around, that's probably
100%.
It's probably it.
And it's not only going to help you longevity wise, but I even think about it in a game, right? I mean, even in a game, there's going to be these touchdowns, there's going to be these, interceptions or negative plays, whatever that is. I mean, if you can understand, okay, why did we score? Okay, we did this good. Why did I throw an interception? I did this poorly. Okay, now move on from it, right? And just know there's more football to be played. There's more life to be lived. There's more all this out there. So the way you explained it is great, but it is true. You just got to have this macro understanding that, hey, what we're living in right now is momentary, whether that be a positive or a negative, and there's going to be a new moment that we're going to have to tackle. And who knows what that one's going to be. Enjoy it and have a good time doing it.
Davante Adams said the thing about Matthew Stafford is he's the best manipulator of the defense. How does one manipulate a defense as opposed to reading it?
Yeah, I think that comes with experience and understanding on what, the defense is trying to do as I receive the ball. I a lot of times have a pretty good idea of what they're in as I receive the ball. And then I know what those guys' individual responsibilities are and then where we're trying to go with the play. So all of this happens in the blink of an eye, but it's, being able to move certain guys on a defense where you want them to open up a bigger lane for maybe a receiver or whatever it is. I'm always trying to, keep those guys guessing and certain times you look straight at it and throw it. And then the next time you look right over there and they move, knowing you're opening up a window for something on the other side. So
you can do something. You can do something that makes, that outside linebacker move over a little bit more this way. Give me another move. This guy over here.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's even, sometimes it's your eyes, sometimes it's your helmet stripe, which way you're looking. I might be doing this with my head and my eyes are looking over there, but they see the helmet stripe and they think I'm looking one way, or it might be a shoulder closing off or whatever it is. But just knowing where our guys are going to go, where their guys are at the moment, and if I need to move one of them, what can I do to try to help do it?
You're manipulative.
I guess we'll take it.
All right, these are you got to go. The quarterback of the Rams, Matthew Stafford. What a man! What a man! These are quick questions right here. Quickies, baby. Quick answers. All right.
All right.
Here we go, Staff. If you were not a quarterback, what would be the next position you could possibly play?
Punter.
Punter. Yeah. Powerful leg. Who is the scariest defender you've ever faced?
Julius Peppers would be the guy.
Like, you didn't even think about that.
Yeah. He got me a bunch. Injured the other shoulder the next year after the video you're talking about. So Pep was the Chicago Bear, and then just moved teams and decided to go to the freaking Packers at the end of his career. And I was like, I can't get rid of this guy. He's all over the place.
Oh my! Have you ever talked to him off? Just run into him at an event or something?
I'm so scared to talk to him, Billy. He's 6'7", 300 pounds. Why the hell would I talk to this guy?
Even at a cocktail,
every play.
Even at a cocktail party, he may lay me out.
I stay away.
It's instinct. It's instinct. Sorry, dude.
That's
I had to. Okay, who's more competitive, you or Sean McVay?
I would say Sean McVay is more competitive than I am at all things. Football, I'm right there with him. But this guy loves to compete on anything and everything,
including Wordle.
Probably, yeah. I bet he's pretty good at it. The guy does a lot of reading.
I bet he is. What's your walk-up song?
I think I come out to like a Jay-Z song. Allow me to reintroduce myself. Kind of a sweet one. A friend of mine helped pick that one out from college, so I'll give him some credit on that one.
Gotta love that. What's your guilty pleasure food-wise? Like something you're gonna grab and Kelly will say, Matthew.
Yeah, probably. I'm a dark chocolate guy. I know that's not like a big guilty thing, but if there's dark chocolate, I'm having it. And that's almost a nightly thing. Don't tell Tom.
Matthew, if aliens landed and you had to explain football in 10 seconds, what would you say?
We're trying to get this ball in that end zone. They're trying to stop us. A couple guys kick it every once in a while, but enjoy the game. Was that 10 seconds? Shit, I don't know, Billy.
That's pretty damn good. Which teammate would you never let babysit your daughters?
Oh, man. Jared Verse, maybe? That's the first one that comes to mind. He's kind of a bull in a china shop. I don't know what he would do with 4 girls. He's loud. I love him to death, but I don't know what kind of his experience is with 4 daughters, so it'd be Jared Verse.
That's fantastic. What is the most girl dad thing you've let your girls do to you?
Oh man,
paint your nails, put you in a.
Yeah, I mean, I'm game for all of it. My hair's kind of long at the moment. They're not afraid to throw it into as good a ponytail as they possibly can. But yeah, I let them experiment. There's been some glitter under my eyes at some point, I'm sure.
What is your favorite movie?
Ooh, I'll say Remember the Titans. That's my wife's favorite. I'm right there, kind of with her. That's a great movie.
What makes you cry?
Ooh, well, shoot, that damn tweet you showed to my wife almost made me cry. But I'll tell you what, I used to be watch a movie and nothing really got to me, and anything that has to do with a parent and a child or anything that is sad in a movie about that'll tear me up these days.
Of course. What a man. Well, Matthew, I really appreciate it. I know you got to get back to the Rams, but what a great time for us. Matthew Stafford, quarterback of the Rams. You are a great man, buddy.
Thank you, Billy. Thanks for having me, man. I had a blast.
All right, thank you. There he goes. One of the good ones right there. One of the great guys. You got to love Matt Stafford. I mean, he's just such a nice guy. Oh, my God. He loves his wife. He loves his kids. He's just a good man. Hot Mics with Billy Bush brought to you by LA Golf and our sponsor Prize Picks as well. I screwed up yesterday big time with my Prize Picks. I picked McCaffrey to have less than 55.5 yards receiving. What am I, stupid? He's playing the Giants. He ended up having 67, so I blew it. But new day, new picks. Let's take a look at Monday Night Football, Arizona versus Dallas. George Pickens receiving for Dallas. God, is he having a good year. 64.5 yards receiving. More or less, do you think? I think definitely more. They're playing against the 2-5 Arizona Cardinals, so let's take more on Pickens. He'll have at least 65. And then at quarterback in for Kyler Murray is Jacoby Brissett. They're going to say, okay, 248.5 passing yards, more or less. Sorry, Jacoby, not on this night. I think it's going to be less. Prize Picks will give you $50 when you play your first $5 lineup, win or lose. You win. So there you go. Use the promo code HOTMICS and download the app right now. All right. We are very lucky to be sponsored at this show also by Venbrook Insurance. Jason Turner is the founder and president of Venbrook, one of our great partners. Jason and his team are taking insurance, which can seem kind of scary and overwhelming, sometimes frustrating, and they're making it easy. And with their Forward LA movement, they're trying to make a difference by putting insurance money back into local communities, including right here in Los Angeles. Of course, we've been through a lot with the LA fires. Jason came into the studio here to talk about the Forward LA movement and rebuilding Los Angeles after the awful devastation that began in the beginning of this year. JT is here. Jason Turner is also a fellow member of the Hair Hall of Fame with me. Just a great head of hair. Anyway, JT, let's talk Forward LA for a minute here. This is what I know you personally, so I know how much you care about your community. And it's not just people that you insure. I mean, you're involved in helping these businesses sort of get back on their feet. And I've been to a few of them. So, and look, you and I went through these fires together. I mean, everyone in this community
I remember talking daily.
It was devastating. Yeah. So how soon after what happened did you get going on Forward LA?
Well, I think, it all started with just reacting like everyone else. Having lived through the ordeal personally, my family and I live in Brentwood, so we were the town just east of the Palisades, and so watching in horror.
Evacuated but not devastated.
Correct. And so my heart still just breaks for everyone that's been affected. People we do know, people we don't know. But we tried to jump in as quickly as possible. First and foremost, LA is our home. It's where I grew up. It's where the company that I started 31 years ago began. So this is our community. These are our people. These are our friends. And so, anything we can do to help people without any business, at all, is just, our first and foremost, our approach. So, we think of rebuilding LA as something that this community has to deal with every day. It's on people's minds. And, when we think about the resources that people need,
this picture. I mean, when you say resources people need, this is just devastating.
Unbelievable. Still to this day. But the resources that people are striving for or reaching out for, a lot of that is answered with insurance. Whether or not you are affected and you lost your home and you have an insurance claim that you're trying to navigate, you're dealing with legal issues, you're dealing with insurance carriers and regulatory issues. These are languages and challenges that people aren't familiar with. And so our first and foremost, our approach in the beginning was, how can we help educate people on what to do, when to do it, why to do it, and
to make it easier.
And to make it easier. So
it's so overwhelming. Like insurance, like, I have to have it, but God, it costs, and it's like.
Yeah, I mean, it's everything. It's massive. So we put on a couple of different programs, both in the Palisades community and the Pasadena community, just to kind of bring out some professionals or subject matter experts, legal, insurance, and help people learn about what was going on, what to expect, whether or not it was navigating a claim, whether or not it was navigating any third party with vendors on recovery or reimbursements. So that was the first focus, is just get in there and help our community learn and navigate.
What have been some of the ways that you have really, enjoyed helping? I mean, we've Steve and I made a visit to Cinque Terre, which was a great Palisades restaurant.
Yeah,
that was their home. That they lived there, and not even a mile away from their restaurant. And now they're in Venice. They've relocated, and they have Palisades right up there on the wall. So people come in, they're like, "Hey, we're back." But I mean, helping that, those people that couple it's got to mean a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's you know, I don't count it. It's just like, what can we do? Like, we don't look at the numbers. We don't look at the just can we help people, and can we make someone's life a little bit easier than it would be.
How do you help them? So how do you help? Do you
know, it's just been, you know, first of all, offering free advice. You know, whether or not it's legal advice, it's insurance advice, getting them in touch with an adjuster, an insurance adjuster, or an insurance professional. You know, helping people navigate to this day. I mean, everyone still is kind of in a state of flux, and even though there is some rebuilding going on, you know, a lot of people are still looking at bills to pay that they haven't gotten reimbursement from the carriers with. So it's big. It's still a big issue.
What does good insurance look like?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like what's if you're looking for it?
Yeah.
Especially after what we've been through. And by the way, there isn't enough of it.
Yeah, I think
Southern California.
There's two issues. Number one is, you know, historically, homeowners have purchased insurance without a whole lot of thought going forward. Like, no one really would have ever thought that what we experienced, you know, back, you know, 8+ months ago would ever happen. And statistically, it was kind of that 1 in 1,000 event. Now we know today that we didn't know a week ago that it was triggered by an arsonist, right? So that does change the conversation a little bit, but everything that happened from that point forward was massive. So good insurance, to answer your question, is getting the appropriate amount of insurance to cover your home in the event that there's a total loss and you need to rebuild it. So what people are experiencing today is there's a bit of a gap between what they had insurance for and what it's going to cost to rebuild. So if you had a 1,000-foot home and you were insuring it for $300 a foot, and today you have to replace it at $500 a foot, that $200 a foot gap is either going to be absorbed by the homeowner or someone else, and it's causing some displacement. Whether or not it's emotional, financial, it's causing a gap that people have to, you know,
how can
rectify.
You navigate someone out of that, though? Like,
so there are, you know, depending on the type of insurance, there are some carriers that are bigger and better than others, but sometimes there's ways to navigate and try to find some way to lessen the gap, if you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. And others is just, there is no alternative. They have to somehow, you know, rectify that. But good insurance starts with the proper amount of coverage in the event that you need to replace the house. So replacement cost valuation is really important. The second is, you know, getting insurance from a reputable carrier, a large enough insurance carrier that can absorb these losses and ultimately pay these losses.
Yeah. Some people shine. Some companies really shined in the LA fire.
Some people have shined. You know, one of my favorite companies who's the gold standard in this industry is Chubb Insurance.
I have them.
Thank God I have them too. You have them. Others, unfortunately, did not.
No, I mean, you and I personally have a lot of friends who were affected. I mean, hundreds affected. So many houses gone. And the worst part is some of them had great insurance and some of them did not.
And the other thing is, we have a community out in the Pasadena area where the insurance carriers there have not been stepping up to the plate. There's still a lot of concern.
We're looking at Altadena right there. I mean,
And you know, there's still almost a longer road of recovery right now, and people are in need of resources to help them navigate those situations. So I know we have mutual friends out there too that are still kind of in limbo. So you know, it's a large issue. It's an issue that's going to plague this community for many years. And Venbrook, my firm, you know, we're hoping to just help any way we can. I think that the solutions going forward are, you know, we need more product. We need carriers that come back into the marketplace to support the risk going forward.
Are you optimistic that they will?
I am optimistic that we have a good chance to find a carrier, to bring in a carrier that's new to the marketplace that could help absorb some of this exposure. I have a lot of confidence in that. And I think...
Do we have any information on, like, we can tell if a tsunami is coming. You know, we have, like, the NOAA will give alerts, and we have...
Yeah.
Is there anything happening that you may know of like ground temperature and, whether it's some Uber driver, angry kid who starts a fire, or it is global warming or whatever you want to say, that we know about it right away and we can put it out and it's not still going underground when it looks like it's out? And
I think...
Can AI do this or something?
I mean, I'm not smart. I'm an insurance guy. I'm not smart. I don't know if AI what they can do in Florida. I think the bigger...
Because the big carriers, I'm thinking, are like, we want to know that we're...
First, the modeling is the modeling. Carriers are always modeling, what the risks are. I think the more important conversations and topics are, what can we do to mitigate future risk? So whether or not it's clearing brush, whether or not it's these power lines, like, where are these power lines going to ultimately end up? Are they going to stay above ground? Are they going to go below ground? That's a big issue. We've seen it not just in our fires in the last, earlier this year, but fires in past years have all been, triggered by power lines, or that's been a component. So risk mitigation is critical. Clearing brush, power lines. We also have to, future talk about, our fire department. Obviously, they're incredible individuals, and it's a great thing. Making sure that they have the right resources to do their job, right? So it's a combination of things. But the modeling will only take you so far. The risk mitigation will take you further. And then of course rebuilding with the best of materials, making sure that dwellings or homes are sprinklered when they can be. There's a host of things that we can do to help going forward, making sure that, or help us to where this risk is lower tomorrow than it was yesterday.
It's amazing. Jason Turner is the founder and president of Venbrook Insurance. Start in his 20s, just a 20-year-old kid like, I'm going to start an insurance company. Now there's like 600, 700 employees and all kinds of, subcontractor folks. It's quite a business. And and really with the Forward LA movement that they started, it's about, leading with your conscience and leading with your heart and doing the right thing. And the business sort of builds itself after that. It's really one of the great missions.
Well, thank you. And Forward LA is our nonprofit that we formed. I credit Brooke Lace, who's our chief marketing officer. But we want to establish that entity as a nonprofit, as a way to give back to the community from any business that we develop going forward, from the fires or related, and use that as a vehicle for us to kind of, like I said, give back.
It's amazing. JT, thanks. Keep the hair going, buddy. Great man. Just go to venbrook.com/hotmics. And you can get connected with an insurance expert for free, someone to help talk to you, walk you through it, so it's not so daunting.
Hey, thank you so much, Billy. All the best to your future successes.
You
really appreciate
your wonderful Brooke, your marketing executive, brought some pastries in here for my birthday, and the Dunlop's disease.
We forgot the candle, so we'll have to just...
She has more faith in my figure than I do. Thank you so much for that, Brooke. We love you, man. Hot Mics with Billy Bush, presented by LA Golf and Venbrook Insurance. Take your swing to the next level, and we will see you the next time. Huggies.